What's going on, guys? I've got a 2009 GMC Acadia. I'm going to use this car to point out to you the location of some important fuses and relays for the operation of your headlights, your high beams, your low beams, your fog lights, your daytime running lights as well. So most of this stuff is going to be underneath this cover here. A few more fuses and relays are inside of the car. I'll show you these first. So we remove this cover by pushing in on each of the three tabs here, here, and here. Now, your low beam fuses, there's two of them. This one is the driver's side, and the one underneath it is for the passenger side, low beam. Your high beam, this is again your passenger side, and this one is your driver's side. Your fog light has just one, and it's this 15 amp fuse right here. As far as the relays go, there's your high beam relay. That's your low beam relay, also known as your HID relay. And the fog light relay is this one right here. Now, one of my favorite ways to test a relay is to have the circuit on. So have your fog lights on, or have your low beams or your high beams on, whichever is giving you problems. And then just lightly tap on the relay. If after tapping on the relay, your high beam circuit comes on, for example, or you tap on the low beam and then your low beams come on, that's giving you a hint that the relay could be stuck. Sometimes tapping on a stuck relay will free it up temporarily. Now, another great troubleshooting method is to remove the relay, and you can swap it with a different relay. So in the case of your high beam and your fog light relay, you can swap in any of these other square-shaped relays. So for example, you could use your horn relay. If your horn works, you know the horn relay works. So if you swap the horn relay with your high beam relay, and then all of a sudden your high beams start working, but your horn stops working, then you know the issue is probably with that relay that you just swapped. Now, in the case of this low beam relay, there are no other relays that you can swap into this spot. So how do you test this then? Let's remove it and I'll show you what you can do. So if you want to bypass that relay, if you want to just manually see if the low beams will come on, you can connect this pin with this pin right here. Doing that will manually send power to that low beam circuit. You can also test for voltage using a voltmeter between this pin and this pin. If you see voltage between these two pins when you have the low beams turned on, then that means that the computer of the car, which controls the relays, is trying to turn this relay on. So that means that the switch would be working. You can do that with your high beam and your fog light relay as well. If you connect these two pins together, your high beam should manually be powered on. Voltage between these two pins indicates that the high beam relay is being energized. And on your fog light, again, you can connect these two pins together to manually power the fog lights, and you can measure for voltage between these two other pins to see if the computer is turning the relay on. Now, as far as the daytime running lights go, those are going to be underneath the hood, in the passenger compartment. And your car will either have a pair or two pairs of fuses and relays for the daytime running lights. So for the fuses first, we're going to look under here. This car only has one pair of fuses and relays. So this fuse is for the daytime running lights, and your car may have a second fuse next to it here. For the relays, we're going to have to remove the glove box or get it out of the way. So we first open the glove box here. This piece we pull up and out, and then there are going to be two retaining pieces in each corner, one right here and one right here. To get these out, you slightly close the glove box, rotate the retaining piece counterclockwise, remove it and set it aside, and do the same here as well. So with those two out, it will allow the glove box to go down all the way. Now again, like I said, this car only has one pair of fuses and relays for the daytime running lights. This this gray relay that I'm pointing out, that is for one of the daytime running light circuits. Depending on your options, you may have another fuse or another relay right next to it for another daytime running light circuit. So yeah, I hope this information is helpful for you. Please be sure to let me know if you have any questions, or more importantly, any advice for troubleshooting the headlights, the high beams, the low beams, the fog lights, or the daytime running lights on your GMC Acadia. Thanks for watching.